Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to some Pokemon Showdown. Now, today we are going to be doing a little bit of a Smogon OU live. Again, we're going to be using the Swagonite OU balance team. Now, one thing I got to say before we go ahead and get started with today's live session is that I got to be a little bit quiet because, people in my house are planning on, sleeping soon, and I don't really want to disturb them. So either way, I'm going to go and search for a battle here. We should be locating one fairly quickly. So we're going to match here against a guy that is bringing a, pretty standard team, barring the Ursaring. I would imagine it's probably the Toxic Orb quick feet set, so we gotta, find a way to deal with that. In terms of his lead, probably just Excadrill as a counter lead to, Rapid Spin, whatever I want to do. So, the best play here might just be to lead off the Metagross. I don't know if that's a good prediction. He's going to lead off with the Azumarill, which is fine for me, as I'm going to actually go Mega here. And if I'm correct, Azumarill can't really do too much to my Mega Metagross, besides maybe going for the Superpower. I'll calc it anyways, just to be sure that I'm not, taking any unnecessary damage. Let's go Oras Mega Metagross, put it up against a nice and fancy Azumarill. Probably, Belly Drum is really common lately in terms of OU, so we'll do OU Belly Drum and assume that it's running the Citrus Berry. Now, Meteor Mash is going to actually be doing 83, and now if we run, let me put in Bullet Punch. I know it's going to still be doing a considerable amount. It's going to be doing 37, and we'll be able to hit it twice. I think we want to go straight for the Meteor Mash here, because honestly, we're going to outspeed the Azumarill. It's going to pop its Citrus Berry, so even if it does want a Belly Drum, which it is going to do, all we got to really do now is fire off a Bullet Punch, and honestly, this Azumarill is dead. I honestly do think that Bullet Punch out-prioritizes Aqua Jet, so there goes the Azumarill. Totally outplayed him right there. He couldn't really do anything to counter that. Definitely going for the Meteor Mash right off the bat was one of the best plays that I could have gone for. Yeah, so I don't really see a problem with that. In terms of switch-ins, yeah, he's going to bring the Charizard. What is our switch-in? Probably Heatran, because honestly, looking at the common Charizard set, I'll run it just in case I, by any chance, I'm not, taking into effect anything that I should. So let's go the Charizard Y set in OU. Nope, not the X set. Fire Blast, Solar Beam, Focus Blast. Really, all that it can do is a Focus Blast to my Heatran, and my Heatran is more specially defensive invested rather than physically invested, so he's probably going to go for a Fire Attack anyways. He's going to fire off a Dragon Pulse. Even if I did have my Metagross in, I don't understand why he'd want to do that. I kind of want to get my rocks up just in case this Charizard tries to come back in. I really don't see him staying in this game, so this turn, so I'm gonna get my rocks up here. Honestly, I feel like the Excadrill is gonna be more worried about taking out my Heatran rather than, rapid spinning the rocks away, so I kind of want to make a play here, but I'm not too sure what I want to go into. Togekiss could work, but I don't want to be susceptible to that Iron Head. I think one of my best plays that I can make, I'll run the Calcs. I mean, we are more specially defensive than we are physically defensive, so I don't know. You know what? Honestly, the best play to make here is to go for the Lava Plume. Okay, so we ended up going for the Drill Run. The Stealth Rocks are still on the side of the field. I didn't want to switch in Togekiss and have it take any unnecessary damage, but now that the sun is up, we can actually utilize it to get a super powerful, Fire Blast off here on the Excadrill. I would imagine this turn we're going to be able to outspeed it, and then the Fire Blast will be able to take it out, so the Excadrill's gone. It was, I don't know, to take out the Excadrill, we needed to sack our Heatran, so I guess it was kind of worth it. I mean, we still do have Togekiss to do 4 times super effective damage to the Breloom for whenever that comes in. But anyways, my opponent's going to bring the Ursaring, and I don't exactly know what I want to bring in. If I'm correct, let me just run this slash stat really quick. This Pokemon is status, its speed becomes 1.5 times, so we definitely want to switch in the Clef Key and try and paralyze this thing as soon as possible. I know he's going to go with the Thrash, and we'll see what kind of orb he's going to activate here. It didn't look like he activated an orb, so I'm going to go straight for the T-Wave here, and it looks like there's a glitch in the team, because apparently I don't have Foul Play on my Clef Keys, so let me go back and place Foul Play on it just for the next match. I don't think we're going to be using it that much in this match, so he's going to go straight for the Thrash here with the Clef Key, and honestly, now that his spinner's gone, all I really got to do is pop my spikes here now. I'm going to be able to get my spikes up as he's going to go straight for the Play Rough. I should be able to take it. I'm going to go and set up another layer of spikes. Honestly, Clef Key, its only purpose in this battle is to get up entry hazards, so I'm totally fine with letting it die to the Ursaring. If I get lucky, it might get paralyzed this next turn, and I can get my final layer of spikes up. I mean, either way I'm going to, but I kind of want Clef Key to survive the next attack, as maybe he'll get paralyzed this turn. No, he's actually going to break through the paralyzation and kill me off the Play Rough. That's fine, because what we can do now, now that the Ursaring is paralyzed, we'll be able to bring in the Metagross here, and I can actually go straight for the Hammer Arm. Honestly, I don't believe Ursaring has anything that wants to threaten a Mega Metagross, so there's the Hammer Arm. We're going to successfully knock out the Ursaring, and whatever comes in here, even if it's a Charizard Y, he's going to bring in the Hydreigon. It's going to take a good amount of damage. Honestly, it's very obvious that the Flamethrower is coming right now. I'm worried about this Hydreigon being, I'm worried about this Hydreigon being Scarf. I do want to bring in Dragonite, but I'm worried I don't want its multi-scale to break, and if I want to put Dragonite up against Hydreigon, it needs to be at full health, and I'm not too sure if I like the situation I'm currently in. Maybe the best play would be to bring in Togekiss, but even when we do, I mean, how much damage would an Air Slash really do to the Hydreigon? I'll run the calcs just to be sure, but I don't really think that we're going to be doing too much to this Hydreigon. We actually might have to sack the Mega Metagross here, surprisingly. Let me put it up against, excuse me, not the VGC 2014 Choice Scarf, but just the UU Choice Scarf here. Togekiss Air Slash would be doing 50. You know what, let's bring in the Togekiss here on the incoming Flamethrower, obviously. So there's the Flamethrower, we can take it pretty well. Might as well get a Nasty Plot up, because honestly, this Hydreigon, I would predict it to switch out. If it's Scarf, then we know that it's going to switch out. It's going to actually stand and go for the Tri-Attack, getting the Freeze on me. That is really weird. That is probably the very first time I've ever seen Hydreigon run Tri-Attack on, you know, on his set. So he's going to go for the Dragon Pulse. Not too sure if he's quite acquainted with the Fairy typing, but either way, I'm going to keep on trying to break through and go for the Nasty Plot here. I have a feeling we're going to thaw out this turn. He's going to go for the Tri-Attack here, as I'm still going to be frozen. Maybe the best play would be to go for the Roost, so that when we do unthaw, then I can go for the Roost and, you know, get all the HP back that he did with the other attack. So he's going to switch to the Charizard Y here. It's going to be taking a lot of Stealth Rock's damage. Why would he bring in the Charizard on a Togekiss? I don't actually think this Charizard can do anything to me. Let's go OU Drought Wall Breaker, put it up against my boy Togekiss, Stall Breaker. Fire Blast would do 54 in the sun. Solar Beam would do 19. You know, if I can just unthaw here and go straight for the Roost. Oh, he's going to be carrying Heat Wave. Okay, so that's interesting. Heat Wave is going to actually knock out my Togekiss, but it doesn't matter, because honestly, I do believe that Latios is faster, so we're going to bring it in, and I'm going to go straight for the T-Bolt here. That is right. This Latios does have T-Bolt, so we're going to go straight for it. We're going to knock out the Charizard Y, and if he wants to bring in the Breloom, what I love about getting up the entry hazards, now he's going to bring in the Hydreigon. Okay, so what I was going to say is that if he does end up bringing in the Breloom, we are going to be breaking the potential sash with the entry hazards, so that is always a thing. Now, I'm really worried that this Hydreigon, it obviously wasn't Choice Scarf, because as we go up here, he did go for the Flamethrower, then the Tri-Attack, so we should be good in terms of firing off a Draco. So the Hydreigon is gone. We are going to get the Special Attack drop, but it doesn't really matter, as when Breloom comes in, it's going to be taking a hell of a lot of damage from rocks and spikes, and, you know, due to Sleep Claws, it can only have like one Pokemon asleep during the battle, so I think I'm going to fodder off my Metagross to be put to sleep, because Latios is kind of our win condition. He's going to go straight for the Thunder Punch here and not actually go for the Spore, so this is going to give me a free opportunity just to Zen Headbutt. We are going to miss the Zen Headbutt, unfortunately, as he's going to go for another Thunder Punch. He's obviously fishing for a Paralyze. I want to slash Data Thunder Punch and just check the accuracy, or the percentage chance in which he'd get a paralyzation hack. So it's actually 10%. We can pretty much just go for another Zen Headbutt. We are going to be able to knock out the Breloom, and that is going to be a clean 3-0 match. So that is really awesome. We're actually laddering up very well on this account. I don't know why, but I've been doing really well in OU lately, but we're almost in the 1,300s, and so things are going to start getting much harder as we continue battling in tonight's little live session here. But either way, I'm going to go and search for another match here. We are in a battle. Probably, you know what, this really just looks like a Shuckle or Weavile lead. I want to go with something that can handle both of them relatively well. I want to put the Mega Metagross up against the potential Shuckle, and I just want to check how much damage a Hammer Arm or whatever is going to be doing to a Shuckle if we do pin it up against that in any scenario. Meteor Mash would be doing 98. Yeah, the play to make is to lead off Metagross, because I know that Weavile would have the type advantage, but yeah, the Shuckle is going to lead off. I had a feeling that the Shuckle was going to be more probable than the Weavile lead, just because, you know, Fake Out, I mean, it doesn't really do that much to my team. I got 3 Steel types, like, what do you expect to do? But either way, I'm going to go Mega here and actually Meteor Mash right off the bat. If we get a high roll, I think this is going to be a one-hit KO, but if we get a low roll, then it's actually not going to be able to, so we're going to miss the Meteor Mash, unfortunately, as he's going to Encore me into Meteor Mash, which is totally fine. I have like no problem with doing so. I just realized that Metagross hits Weavile very hard. It also hits Whimsicott really hard and Shuckle really hard, so it's a Pokemon that we definitely do not want to die here. As the Heatran is going to come in, the best play to make is just to bring in our own Heatran, and we're probably going to trade rocks here. I guess, you know, neither of us are going to be benefiting from getting rocks up. He's going to actually predict the switch and go for the earth power. So this is really just going to come down to who's actually faster here. I kind of want to go for the taunt just so that he can't get up his rocks. But I have a feeling that he's faster, to be honest with you. So I think the better play would be just to try and get my rocks up here. He's going to make the switch and bring in the Gallade, as I'm going to be able to get my rocks up, which is amazing. Didn't even predict the switch. Honestly, maybe this proves that his Heatran is slower than mine. Maybe he honestly believed that he was slower. Anyways, in terms of the Gallade, I would imagine, probably Swords Dance Gallade. So I'm going to switch in the Klefki here, as I kind of want to paralyze the Gallade if it is going to go for the SD. So there it is. I do want to go straight for the Thunder Wave. Honestly, Gallade can't really do anything to Klefki. I don't think so. I'll go on Smogon.com and check the common Mega Gallade set. But to be honest with you, we're in a very good position. So we're going to paralyze the Gallade. It is going to Drain Punch. Okay, so I guess that's a thing. We are part fairy, so we're actually able to live that, and honestly now, I just want to go and focus on getting my entry hazards up, because Klefki and Heatran are such a destructive combo. He's going to get paralyzed there, which is going to give me another turn to get my spikes up. Klefki is just going to keep on putting in work, and if you get paralyzed one more time, I can actually get my final layer of spikes up. So he's going to break through and go for the Drain Punch. That doesn't really concern me, as all I really have to do now is bring in my Togekiss and hope that, you know, he's going to be paralyzed. We should be faster. I'll run the calcs just because I'm not sure. Let's go Togekiss, OU Stall Breaker. Put it up against a Gallade here, or else make a Gallade. Air Slash will be doing 80 at a low roll and 96 at a high roll, so I'm going to take my chances here and go for the Air Slash. Hopefully he'll get paralyzed or flinched, and neither is going to happen, as he's going to break through an Ice Punch. Wow, even with a Serene Grace Togekiss, RNG was nowhere on our side. Fortunately for us, we can just easily bring in Dragonite here and go straight for the Extreme Speed, knocking out the Gallade. That is assuming that if he wants to let it die here. I honestly don't think Gallade really does too much. He's going to try and protect it, as it is going to be taking the Shuckle that's going to come in is going to be taking rocks and spikes damage. I would assume he tried to Encore my Metagross when I brought Metagross in, so I'm going to assume that he's going to try and Encore my Dragonite into something. So I kind of want to look at this objectively, and maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a window of opportunity to switch in my Metagross. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring in my Metagross here, as he's probably going to Encore. He's going to set up his rocks, which is cool too. The best play to make would be just to go, I mean, let's go for the Hammer Arm, because honestly, I do feel like the Heatran's going to come in. Yeah, he's going to switch in the Heatran. Hammer Arm, if it lands, is going to be doing a hell of a lot of damage to it, enough to actually knock it out, which means that now this Shuckle has no switch in for a Meteor Mash. So, like I said, Metagross is definitely our win condition in this battle. Whimsicott is going to come in, so he's obviously baiting me. He wants to Encore me into Hammer Arm. Whimsicott gets Prankster, right? So that's going to be out prioritizing my Bullet Punch. The best play to make here, although Heatran does provide us with a stability and, like, I don't know, a surefire way to take out the Caesar, I am worried that the Caesar is going to be, you know, carrying superpowers, so maybe the best play to make here is to go for the Heatran and hope that this Whimsicott just went for the Encore, because if it did, we got a free switch in with Heatran, so there's the Encore. Honestly, our Heatran is pretty fast. I feel like it's, you know, I've put it up against, you know, I think it does have some speed investment. I haven't really looked at its set, but I feel like it does. Yeah, it has 68 speed investment, so it's faster than the average Heatran. That's what I want to keep in mind here as I go and make my next play. Now, bearing in mind, he does have a couple switch-ins for a Lava Plume, being Shuckle and also Gallade. I kind of want to Toxic this Whimsicott, not gonna lie. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to Toxic Whimsicott. He's going to go for the Moonblast. I can definitely take it. If I can just land my Toxic, that'll be awesome. So the Toxic is going to land. We are going to get some Lefty's health back. And honestly, Moonblast is not going to be doing anything. So what I get to do right now, I get to go straight for the Lava Plume. And he's going to actually wait. No, he's going to try and Encore me into a Lava Plume. So what we are going to do now is we're going to bring Metagross back in, as he's probably just going to go for the Encore. Yep, there it is. He's going to be getting some Toxic damage over the course of the next few turns. Toxic is going to be stacking, and it's going to be doing outrageous damage, but honestly now, I don't think Whimsicott can really do too much to me, so I'm going to go straight for the Meteor Mash in case he decides to bring in a Shuckle on a Bullet Punch. In that regard, I think Shuckle actually would take it. He's going to go for the Stun Spore, fishing for the Paralyzation, which he does actually grab. I want to run the calcs just because I'm curious if a Bullet Punch will actually take out the Whimsicott from this range. I have a feeling it will, but I don't really want to say anything until I really know. Let's go with the OU support and see what's going to happen. So, Meteor Mash is definitely a 1-KO, guaranteed. Let me check out the Bullet Punch, though. Bullet Punch is going to be doing 55, and with the Toxic damage, that seems like the play to make. We're going to get a critical hit. We don't even need to rely on the Toxic damage to knock out the Whimsicott here, but either way, his only really viable switching at this point is probably his Weavile, not going to lie, and if he does go for the Weavile, we can just switch in Heatran as fodder, and kind of just use that to kind of, I don't know, induce a little bit of a fear factor into my opponent's, I don't know, Weavile, but either way, I will be right back with you guys when my opponent chooses his switch-in. Alright, so my opponent's going to actually bring in the Scizor here. It's going to be taking a good amount of damage from both Stealth Rocks and Spikes. I actually want to calc this again. I know I'm using damage calcs a lot during this battle, but honestly, it is very needed. I'm worried that... No, this isn't his Mega, so it can't be a Mega Scizor. So we're gonna go down here and just assume that this is probably a bulky Swords Dance. I want to look and see how much damage not a Zen Headbutt, but a Hammer Arm. How much damage would a Hammer Arm be doing? Honestly, we don't need to worry about speed anymore because at this point, Metagross is already pretty slow with the Paralyzation. I could be entirely over-predicting this, but I do want to go for the Hammer Arm here. He's going to go for the Pursuit and predict the switch as I'm going to actually land my Hammer Arm, which is really fortunate for me because actually from this range, Bullet Punch is not going to kill. Bullet Punch is, in fact, not going to kill. We definitely do need the Metagross for the Weavile. So, I want to switch out the oh, never mind, he's going to Pursuit. I had a feeling he was going to do that, so, unfortunately, I got to calc this again. Let's go Dragonite, OU Dragonance. Extreme Speed is going to be doing 15. Nothing does enough damage to knock out the Scizor, unfortunately. And from the looks of things, he's pretty fast. With Metagross down, we definitely do still need Heatran for the Weavile. We're backed into a kind of a tough spot here. He doesn't have a Fairy type necessarily. I could go straight for the Outrage. It would actually knock out the Scizor. What can I do with Latios is the question. I think I'm actually bringing the Dragonite here because he doesn't have a Fairy type switch in. Maybe a better play would be to go for the EQ, to be honest. Because all you would have to do is sack a Scizor and bring in a Weavile to snag the kill on Dragonite. Earthquake is going to actually be doing 38 if we play our cards right, so he's going to make the switch and bring in Shuckle, and honestly from this range, Earthquake should be killing it regardless of how much defensive investment it has, so Shuckle is going to go down. That is amazing, and honestly now I think he's just banking on an Ice Shard from Weavile or like a Fake Out Ice Shard combo to go ahead and snag the kill with the Dragonite. I definitely do want to break his Fake Out, so we're going to actually switch out Dragonite here because we do not want it taking any unnecessary damage, and we're going to bring in the Heatran here, as I would imagine the Weavile to go straight for either the Ice Shard or the Fake Out. Either way, we're going to live one, so as you saw, the Ice Shard, it's going to be doing some Life Orb damage to the Weavile the more it attacks me, so that was a very good play on my part. Now, right now, I want to go straight for the Lava Plume. I doubt that we're going to outspeed it, but we are going to sack off the Heatran here, which is actually going to allow us to bring in Dragonite. I do believe that Dragonite out-prioritizes Weavile's Ice Shard, so I'm going to go straight for the Extreme Speed. I could be incorrect here, but I'm pretty sure that Extreme Speed actually out-prioritizes the Ice Shard, so we're going to actually knock out the Weavile, which is amazing. Now it's just down to 2 Pokemon, and honestly, Gallade is pretty close to dead, and all we got to really do is Earthquake the Scizor, and then Extreme Speed the Gallade, so honestly, we do have this game in the bag. It was a really ruthless game, down to the bitter end, as we got a critical hit, knocking out the Gallade like it even mattered. But yeah, a very good game nonetheless. This guy played very well. He's going to bring in Scizor, and honestly, we don't even need to attack it. Stealth Rocks and Spikes combined are going to do enough damage to actually knock it out. As we actually ladder up, we're only 50 points away from getting into the 1,300. So far, so good. We have been playing all of our games very well in this little live here. So let me go back to the home screen here and see how long we've exactly been recording. Okay, so we've been recording like 18 minutes. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter live. I apologize, but you know, I think both of those matches were enough to go and tide you guys over for the day. So either way, guys, that match is going to actually wrap up the session and this video. So thank you all so much for watching, and be sure to take it easy, you guys.